Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Kingdom Death Monster. So, a little bit of change of plans. I went ahead and swapped out Wriggle for Rumilia. Both Flandra, Rumilia, and Rumia have the exact same amount of experience. So, if murder does happen, it will, well, for one, if murder happens, it's going to favor Ken, sorry. If Ken's already dead, it'll favor Rumia, and Rumia has always been kind of you know what I forgot to do last time? I forgot to do Hoarder. I completely forgot about Hoarder. I know we got a shank bone from the last one, so I'm just going to use one of our shank bones and give her +1 courage for that. There you go. I completely forgot about Hoarder. That was my bad. But I believe we only went on one mission with it, so it should be fine. Everyone should be maxed out on survival, except for Rumia, because she doesn't gain any. There we go. But yeah, so saviors can be murder bait, which is fine. Flandra is sane, unfortunately, so we're using a bone axe for now. But we're bringing back Rumilia. Rumilia is going to have Katars, and she has more than enough strength to essentially wound with every attack. Because yeah, with the Monster Tooth Necklace and the skull and the +2 strength, that's 6 strength with Katars, so not too shabby. So with that, I'm hoping with enough buffers like this that we can get people as much weapon proficiency as possible. Because if we can get people with axe and Katar proficiency on everybody, that'll be really, really good for us. Unfortunately, that's about all we're going to get. Ken's going to get that. Flandra, you don't have any skull helms. Rumilia, you have a skull helm. Rumia, you have a skull helm. Okay, so I believe everyone's good to go. So let's go ahead and get everyone started. Rumilia first, then Rumia, then Flandra, then Ken. Okay, so this is the hunt phase again. We're going to hunt a antelope again, and let's just get this going. So, well, do we want to change it up? We could go for a white lion. I think we can go for a white lion. So let's go ahead and shift over to a white lion real quick. Usually I do this ahead of time, but I think we fought enough antelopes. Let's go back to a white lion, just see how that goes. It shouldn't be too bad. It's also a little bit safer overall for the events, so I think it'll be okay if we do that. So 1 second, I'm actually putting away the cards for all that. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and pull that up real quick because we do need to switch our stuff over. So white lion, showdown. Okay, that one is fine. Goes like that. Then it goes something like that. There you go. All right. So yeah, let's do a white lion. We haven't done one in a while. The white lion set would be pretty good with Katars overall, so that could be something we can work towards, even though we have no luck getting white fur. Alright, so hunt events, 1d8, and let's give this a shot. So Rumilia will go first. 1d8, 6. 6 is the scratching grounds, so we can all choose to investigate. Every person that investigates gets +1 courage. The only danger is damage to the arms. So I'm actually, I'm going to do this one at a time because once we get 2 lion claws, we can't get any more of them. So I will start with well, it doesn't really matter, I guess. So we'll go let's do Ken first. So 1d10 for Ken. 2, that is going to do 1 damage to Ken's arms. She does get bold though. And what this is going to do is it's going to give us prepared. I already know that. what this means is what prepared does is it adds your hunt XP to your roll when determining a straggler. So in situations like that, when you do a roll off for stragglers, Ken will actually have a much. In fact, it'll be pretty much impossible to beat Ken in a roll off because of she has so much XP now. But let's go ahead and do the story event. So it's bold. This was during the hunt phase. Expect the unexpected. You are prepared to face any mind-bending trials at a moment's notice. Where others may falter, you forge ahead, meeting the journey head-on. Gain the following ability and roll on the table below. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll on the table below. It's a 2, which just gives us a speed token. Oh well. So at least she gets something for the battle, but it would have been nice to get something that was more permanent. All right. So next, that was Ken. So let's go ahead and do we'll do Rumia next. Rumia got nothing. +1 courage. Let's go ahead and do Flandra next. Flandra took 1 damage to the arms, which does count because she doesn't have any insanity now. The good news is she can use survival now. And the last person is going to be Rumia. We did get a Lion Claw, so that's good. This gets her up to... She's almost maxed out on courage. Alright, so everyone investigated. Let's go ahead and get our Lion Claw. Which will get us a bone, which is nice. And the sake of simplicity, I'm going to mark that as an 8. Also, I didn't name our new... I haven't named our new savior yet. I haven't named a few characters, in fact, yet. So this will be 8. There you go. Alright, good stuff. So let's go ahead and continue. Actually, I'm going to switch the order, because I actually want Rumia to be on the random events. Alright, next will be Flandra. 1d8 again. Didn't we just do 5? No, we did Scratching Grounds. This is Prowling Lion. It's going to move 1 space away and start with ground fighting. Big surprise. So it goes there. Next is Rumia. So 1d100. 73. Load. Wailing Fire. The survivors hear a terrible shrieking in the distance. The revealer may investigate. If they do so, all survivors get +1 courage. They come upon a towering pyre of skulls. A towering pyre burning intensely. The wail from the fire rattles the skulls. All survivors suffer 1 brain event damage. If we do not investigate, we have to roll again. So I'm going to go ahead and investigate. Everyone gets +1 courage, which is going to get a lot of people bold. Flandra gets bold. Rumia gets bold. Rumia is almost about to get Seed of Truth, and Ken gets +1 courage. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just roll. We'll roll in order, so I'll just do 2d10, and it's gonna go Flandra, then Rumia. All right. So Flandra got a 7, that gives +1 understanding, and Rumia got a 4, which is also +1 understanding. So there you go. And there you go. Not too bad. Could have been better. Alright, next it goes to Ken. So we go ahead and do ourselves another 1d100. It has 94. Sickening mess. The survivors come upon a patch of badly damaged ground. The stone faces are cracked and debris is strewn everywhere. Piles of toxic-smelling dung and half-digested viscera litter the area. The survivors pause to investigate the mess. Each survivor gains +1 courage and rolls on the table. Add each survivor's understanding to the result. If any survivor is insane, they may not investigate. Instead, they consume what they find and make themselves sick. -1 strength token. Okay, so we do have 1 insane character. It is actually Rumia, surprisingly enough. So she's going to get a -1 strength. Everyone else, I believe, is sane. Yep, everyone else is sane. Everyone does get +1 courage, so we'll go ahead and do that order right here, right now. Rumia sees the truth now. Let me make sure that's all correct. If any survivor is insane, they may not investigate. Instead, they... I'm going to say it's worded weird because it says survivors pause to investigate the mess. Each survivor gains +1 courage and rolls on the table. Add each survivor's understanding to the results, so that's good. But it says if a survivor is insane, they don't investigate. So I'm going to assume that if you're it's part of the investigation, so I'm actually going to go ahead and remove that courage. Okay, well, anyway, with that said and done, let's first trigger See the Truth, because we got that going for us. Here's the image for See the Truth. No comment. See the Truth. The greatest courage is achieved when the past and future are abandoned. The void that remains is dark, an endless well of strength. The fear and pain are your nourishment, and you will feast. You suddenly recall meeting a strange masked man who, for a moment, opened your second eyelids. When you saw what you saw filled your mouth with the taste of your own death. Suffer the blinded, severe head injury, and taste death. If you are already blinded at least once, don't suffer it again. So we do get the severe injury blinded, so let's go ahead and point that out. Head. Blinded, lose an eye, suffer -1 permanent accuracy. This injury is permanent and can be recorded twice. If a survivor has 2 blunt severe injuries, they suffer -4 permanent accuracy and retire at the end of the next showdown, having lost all their sight. So Rumia is going to get 1 bleed token and lose 1 accuracy, and we're going to go ahead and note that she is blinded. Now, one thing I'm going to go ahead and check real quick. Does Acanthus actually stop that? When you suffer a severe injury, it says when you suffer a severe injury, ignore it and archive this card. So let me check that. I got no yay or nay, but it clearly says when you suffer a severe injury. It doesn't say through combat or anything. So actually that negates it. That seems weird to me, but it's literally what the text says. So she doesn't actually lose her accuracy and doesn't become blinded. But she still gets all the benefits. So let's go ahead and roll a d10 and see what happens. Make sure I'm still recording. I am. Let's go. Alright, 1d10. 4. If the settlement has the greatest death principle, the survivor's death tastes sweet instead. So this would have been bitter, but we have graves, so we get sweet. When your second eyelids open, the veil of darkness was lifted. You recall looking to the sky and viewing a horizon of titanic faces. Each face is different and peers at a different part of your body. Death was upon you, and a strangely sweet flavor swirled around in your mouth. Gain the weak spot disorder and the following ability. Sweet Battle. You may surge without spending survival. If you do, the action must be used to activate a weapon. Okay. We can't surge yet, so this is actually kind of useless, but that's okay. But she can do it without spending survival, so that's actually very useful for her. So let's go ahead and, what's it called? I believe it's called Sweet Battle. So we'll just add Sweet Battle. She does get the disorder weak spot, so we'll go ahead and roll 1d6 for that. It is her arms. Okay, so she'll no longer be able to depart unless she has armor there. Okay, so that will See the Truth. Anyway, we still need to do all the investigatings, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. So each person is going to do it except for Rumia, so I'll do top from bottom. I also have to add their understanding to each roll, so I'll be aware of that. So first is 3, and we have to add Flandra's understanding, which is 4. So this is a 7. 7, heaving, eyes filled with tears, your sickening hunt pays off. Gain 1 random basic resource and suffer 1 event damage to a random hit location. Okay. So the good news is, since our understanding is so high, we don't have to worry about, suffering strength token nonsense. But we do take a random damage, and it's to Flandra's arms, which actually gives her a heavy, which is actually kind of not great. Alright, but we do get a resource out of that, but we'll do that in a second. Next is 9, I believe. No, Rumia has 3, so that's 9. Which will be a random basic resource. And then finally, Ken gets 4 plus... Oh, only 1. So this is just 5, but 5 is also a random resource and a random damage. So 1 damage to the body for Ken. There you go. So 3 random resources, so we'll roll 3d21 and go from there. 20 and 21 are the wildcard resources, so that's fantastic. And then there's 12 there. So go ahead and add this to the list. 12, 20, 21. All right, let's see what we get. I think 12 is a hide, if I remember. Yep, 12 is a hide. So right off the bat, we've already gotten 4 extra resources. So we're already looking at about, well, we're going to look at 11 resources coming back at the very least. One of it is going to be taken from Rumia, which is going to suck because she's already maxed out on bravery, so she can't get any more. All right, with that, we now hit the battle. So we're fighting a white line again, so we do have tall grass automatically. Everything else we do, and we could potentially get a stone face because we do have a strategist with us. So let's go ahead and do our 2d21. We get 15 and 21. 15 is a nightmare tree, and 21 is a topple pillar, which has to be 5 spaces away from the monster. Alright, well, I don't really care about the topple pillar, but we'll put it somewhere. There we go. We got that, and we're going to get one of these trees. They have to be 5 spaces away from all the board edges. So with this, we can get some broken lander resources, which is definitely something we want. Okay, so let's get set up. Is that event damage? No. So we're definitely not going to have Flandra search it because it'll freaking possibly kill her. Sorry about that. Well, I already got everyone in position while I was dealing with some stuff. Right now I have everyone blocking line of sight, and so we can all quickly get the tree. If just to get that out of the way. So when we come back, I'll have a deck prepared. Oh, actually, it doesn't even matter. There's ground fighting. I completely forgot about ground fighting. So let's just knock this out right now. I'll go Ken first. 5 on the nightmare tree. 5 is you are knocked down. Nothing else happens. All right. Next, I'll do Rumia. Knockdown. Remilia. Finds a broken lantern resource, and I'm not going to do it with Flandra because she could get herself hurt. So with that, we actually get a broken lantern resource, which I'll just mark as a 1. So good stuff. 5 resources before the battle even begins. All right, so yeah, we can actually position ourselves however we want at this point then, which I'm going to go ahead and take full advantage of. I'll have 2 characters there. That should be far enough. Nope, it's not. Do something like that, I guess. Or you can just, set up there and then go hide. So we'll have her there. The arrow only has 6. Well, actually, no. The arrow does get enough range. So we can do to back. Do something like that. Oop. Has to be 5 spaces away, so like that. That is 7 spaces away. Perfect. Okay, and then with that, we'll have cannon in position. Actually, you can do something like that. There we go. And then get Flandra and Remilia into position. And go from there. Alright, so yeah, the reason I was able to do all this is simply because I have infinite amount of turns before, well, I have infinite amount of turns until I attack, because of the ground fighting. Because the cat does not draw any actions during ground fighting. So, with that knowledge in hand, I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this was Kingdom Death Monsters. When we come back, we will wreck this lion. See you guys later.